First it was Ozzy, rest in peace. Then Aerosmith, and now the freaking Smashing Pumpkins. Bro, me go. And I'm my cutie patooties and welcome the frick back. We are here with the YUNGBLUD and the Smashing Pumpkins. And this is the song called Zombie. And before we jump into it, just a friendly reminder to please like and subscribe. And with that said, let's get into it.
So if you were to ask about the pain, I would lie. I would lie to fix my mind. I need time, but it's running out, it's running out. Oh, I know I can't live without you, but this world keeps turning you too. Would you even want me, looking like a zombie? Would you even want me, want me, want me? We could catch a spirit.
Okay. It's lovely, especially that chorus, just how smooth it is. I mean, even the first verse, like it has this rhythm and this, it's very easy to listen to, even though, not necessarily because musically it is easy to listen to. The words, the lyrics on another part are something that we as humans, we feel all sorts of emotions. And in this one, it's very much pain. If I was to talk about the words, they would hurt, they would hurt. So if you were to ask about the pain, I would lie, I would lie. To fix my mind, I need time, but it's running out, it's running out. That gives me that feeling of, it's kind of like there's this expectation that you're gonna have everything together, you'll have all the answers, and life will be great by, I don't know, a certain age, But that's completely not true. But there's this kind of pressure of being like, you need to fix yourself and you need to do it now. You need to do it faster. Or like you're dragging everybody else down, like blah, 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 blah. Like all of these things that are kind of projected at you. And you sit there and they're all like, it's all, not all of it is just negative self-talk, but I mean, depending on, the people that surround you or the media you consume, that can also give you kind of like, pick up the pace. And when it says, if I was to talk about the words, they would hurt, they would hurt. So it's kind of like, if you were to ask about the pain, I would lie, I would lie. So it's like, I'm going to say I'm fine if you ask me if I'm okay. The words, if you're going to talk to me and try to, ask me what's wrong, I don't want to say the words because it hurts. And it's like, I need time to fix what's going on, but there's kind of this clock in the background that's just like, you don't have time, or you need to be at this milestone by this age, or what have you. And, I think we all feel that. And It's interesting because you get out of high school, and I don't know, sometimes you go to university. I didn't really go to university, but you kind of think, I'm going to get myself together in my 20s. And then when I'm like late 20s, maybe I'll get a house, maybe settle down, whatever the heck. Whatever it is expected of you, depending on the society that you're in or your circle or whatever. But it's like, this is your life. You get to live it the way you want to live it, and shouldn't put those external pressures or expectations. I'm going down a rabbit hole. Going to the chorus. I know that I can't live without you, but this world will keep turning if you do. I know that I can't live without you, but this world will keep turning. Wait. What? I know that I can't live without you. Oh, is it saying that the world will keep turning if it's like the opposite kind of thing? Would you even want me looking like a zombie? Would you even want me? So that's all the insecurity talking of being like, I'm this kind of broken being, and would you even want me at my worst state, But it's kind of that saying that if you can be there for somebody in their worst, if you can't be for somebody there in a really bad state, you don't deserve them at their best, which is not, it's not black and white. There's some gray in there, so I don't 100% believe that. Because sometimes when people are their worst, it's vicious, and that's not healthy. But it's more if they're struggling, and they're trying to get to a better place, then it's good to support that. But if it's toxic and bad, then it's like, don't hurt me. Thank you. Anyways, I don't even know where I went with all this. This is an absolute rabbit hole I've been talking on for like 3 minutes. But regardless, the song is easy to listen to while talking about topics that I think we can all relate to in whatever period of our lives, and kind of that question of, feeling really low self-esteem about yourself and feeling just broken inside and feeling like no one is ever going to want to love me in that, in that state. Because would you even want me looking like a zombie? Would you even want me? But let's continue. Also, how freaking cool is it that he's doing a collab with the Smashing Pumpkins? First it was Ozzy, rest in peace. Then Aerosmith, and now the freaking Smashing Pumpkins. Bromigo. What? So that like sound of the Smashing Pumpkins, especially at the end of their verse, so say your prayers are almost there, but it's running out, it's running out. I was just like, this is like the quintessential Smashing Pumpkins. The sound, the vocals, even some of the, so aside from the vocals as well, you have that graveyard that's snowing and everyone's dressed in black. Very, I feel like early 2000s-esque, and then there's some of the shots that are very Smashing Pumpkins, like with his I think it's like his face is like in this corner, but it's like really close, and he's kind of like talking, singing to the camera, depending on his whatever song he's doing, you know, and what part, but he's like here with the camera. And then the portion too as well where they have the two chairs and they kind of are switching, but they have that, because they also have that standing, and then there's a duplicate as well at some point. And so it's just like, even the cinematography they've taken, like, it's still very pleasing to watch, you know, modern day, but there's certain camera stuff that they do that is very, I think, like an homage to Smashing Pumpkins and kind of the early 2000s, that they were just smashing it. And then obviously YUNGBLUD bringing in his song, and then in the second verse there is the Smashing Pumpkins kind of portion. But that was a really cool collab. I think the song itself is lovely. There was one last thing actually I want to talk about. They switched up the chorus a little bit for the end. Of course, they repeated, "Would you even want me looking like a zombie? Would you even want me, want me, want me?" They said that twice, or actually they said it 3 times in the last one. But there's a portion that they changed. So, "Oh, I don't know what I'll turn out to be, but you'll love every moment, believe me." So it's kind of also alluding to, you know, the journey that YUNGBLUD has been on for quite a while now. And, you know, musicians, artists of all sorts, it's a hard industry, and it's not well paying until you've really made it. So it's kind of, you're at the whim of the industry, which can make it really hard to make money. Which you need to live. You gotta pay the rent. You gotta, you know, feed the dog. You gotta feed yourself. You know, all that stuff. And so I think that's kind of him talking about too, like, I don't know what I'll turn out to be, but you'll love every moment, believe me. Kind of like I'll still be there with you along the ride. So I think it's very relatable. It's very easy to listen to. I loved the Smashing Pumpkins section because it was very, especially those last 2 lyrics, I was like, Smashing Pumpkins! And then that kind of little switch that they did with the chorus at the end, kind of having it be like a throwback, you know, because he's made it now. He's insanely successful. But it's like, this feels like a song that was kind of about his starting days, you know, like maybe, you know, he's up super late at night and he's writing, or he's trying to make it, you know, and would you even want me looking like a zombie? And then you have that section where he's like, I don't know what I'll turn out to be, but you'll love every moment, believe me. So it's kind of like this throwback of, I was so uncertain and I was scared, and, you know, I didn't know what to do really, but now it's kind of from this perspective of he's made it, which is really cool. So anyways, that was long-winded. I ranted there in the middle. I apologize. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you cutie patooties in the next one. Bye, y'all.